Anusha. In this video, I would explore the topic subqueries in SQL. A subquery is a query nested inside another query. It's used when the result of one query is needed as input for another. In this video, we will cover all these four types of subquery. So first we look at subquery within and how does it function. When we are using a subquery within clause, the inner subquery returns a list of values and the outer query checks whether a value exists within that list. Let's see how it works. So for demonstration, I'm considering a departments table and the employees table, as you can see. And now I'm trying to find employees working in the East region. So the regions are given in the department table. So in the subquery I've written select department ID from department where region is East. So I got two department IDs, that is 1 and 4. So here one small list has written with 1 and 4, and in the outer query we are selecting all records from employees where department ID in that list, and this is how we use in to select the values. Next, I'm trying to demonstrate a subquery using any. Here what happens is the inner subquery returns multiple values and the outer query compares a value with any one of those values. The condition becomes true if it satisfies at least one value from the subquery result. Here the use case is we want to check at least one row is matching with the subquery result. So here I am trying to find employees earning more than any employee in HR department. So in the subquery I am returning the salary of the department ID2, that is HR department, and in the outer query I am comparing it with all the records from employees where salary greater than any of the employee whose department ID is 2. Now let's see how subquery with all works. Here the inner subquery returns multiple values and the outer query compares a value with every value in that list. So the condition is true only if it satisfies the comparison of all values returned by the subquery. Let's see how it works. So here I am trying to find employees earning more than all in finance department. So when we check in the subquery I have written select salary from employees where department ID is 1, that is finance. So we have two members working in finance, that is Anita, Ravi, and then in the outer query we are selecting the records where salary is greater than all. So Anita and Ravi, these are the values, so we are selecting values it's greater than these records, and we have only such record, that is 75,000 Sonia. Now let's see how subqueries with exists and not exists is used. We use exists to see if at least one matching row exists, and we use not exists to see if no matching row exists. Let's see how it works. So I have two tables, sales and returns. So I want to find all sales that belong to customers who have made returns. For that, whatever record registered in sales table, it should also appear in the return table. And how do we check? We give a query like this. So select all records from sales where exists at least one record in returns where the customer ID equal to the customer ID of the returns table, and that's how whoever customer ID's records present in returns table are there, those records are given in the result set. Now we'll want to find customers who have not placed any orders. So for here I am using customers table and orders table, and I want to find customers who have not placed any orders. So that we can find like if the customers values or records are not present in the orders table, then that is the customer we are looking for. So for that, what I did is I have selected records from customers table where not exists at least orders, any record from orders where customer ID in orders table equal to customer ID in customers table. And that is how here we have 1315, that is Alice, Charlie and Emma. These orders are there, but we don't have Bob and David. So that is shown in the result set. Now we'll look at scalar subquery. The scalar subquery is the inner subquery returns a single value and is executed only once for the entire query. That single value is compared with each row of outer query. Let's see how it works. So here I have again an employee table and I am trying to find a query where it compares each employee's salary to the average salary across the company. So here what we are doing, we are selecting all records from employees where salary is greater than average salary from employees table. So here one value you will get finding the average salary from employees, and now for every row this salary is matched with that value. So here this is a scalar subquery in where clause. Let's see scalar subquery in select clause how it works. It is used to display an additional calculator value as a column in the result. Let's see. Now I want to show each employee details along with the department's average salary. So that way you will have a side-by-side comparison of each one's salary with the average department salary. So I have an employees and department table and I have selected all records and here in the select only, including the columns I needed, I have used a small subquery like select average salary from employees where the department ID is matching with the department ID, and then I am fetching it from employees table. Here what is used, previously I have used a subquery in the where clause, but here I am using it directly in the select statement because I need another column for the side-by-side comparison. So here we are getting employee name salary as we are given and the department average salary because that also we gave in select statement. Now let's see how correlated subquery works. The inner subquery runs once for every row of the outer query because the inner query needs values from the current outer row to execute. So let's see the demonstration. I want to find employees earning more than the average salary of the department. For that, we need employees salary from the outer query. We need to calculate average salary of the employees department, and in order to calculate the average salary for that particular employee, the inner query requires department ID of the current employee from the outer query, and this way the inner query and outer query are correlated. Let's see. So I have an employees table, and to find employees earning more than the average salary of the department, so what I did, I have selected records from employees where salary is greater than average salary, where the department ID of the current table is equal to the department ID which is coming from the outer query, and then we got this result. We look at another correlated subquery. I want to find departments where no employees work. So for that again I have employees and department table, but here what I am checking is select department and department name from department where not exists any record from employee where the department ID of employee table is equal to department ID of departments table. So here we don't see any of such table records or employees. That's why we got empty set. But here in the subquery we are getting the department ID from the outer query for every row run. So at the end we use subquery when we want to filter, compare or compute values using another table. Query becomes easier to read with a nested approach, where we use joins when we want to combine data from multiple tables, when we need to display columns from both the tables in the result, and if tables are indexed, then joins perform faster and more efficiently. Thank you.